So I have been working on the Rights and Participation project at Aberlour for nearly 3 years now. We are a project that's been funded by the Life Changes Trust, initially for 2 years, but we've been really fortunate to have that extended for 4 years to continue the work that we're doing. So the focus of the Rights and Participation project is to look at the experience of young people aged 14 to 26 who have an experience of care and a disability. We're focused on how their rights are being met and what participation looks like for them, how active they are in decision-making processes and having ownership over their lives.
The Rights and Participation project was really important to us at this service to basically support the work that we were doing and to empower young people to acknowledge that they do actually have rights, they have choices. We do care about the young people, but sometimes we cannot overlook that people are the experts in their own experiences, in their own life, and they have a right to be the hero in their own stories. Robert lives in our house here, which is a residential house, and he shares that with 4 other young people. So this is their home. And what we noticed with Robert was his anxiety levels started coming down. We felt that was in relation to he was beginning to realise that he did have choices in his life.
So well, yeah, I have been involved in it for 3 years now, right? 3 years now, so I've been doing that. So I'm the rep for the young people in here. So some of my housemates use like talkers and that, and some of them can't talk. So when I'm meeting with Ruth or anyone else, I get their views and then I ask if they've got anything, and I write it down, take notes of it. So I have it there, and I'm speaking to Ruth and I don't forget.
We've had to think really creatively about how we engage with young people, so that's been things like creating documents with really simple language and pictures and signs that support it, creating videos that are signed along to send ahead to try and lower the anxiety of the young people that we're meeting with, different arts activities. We've also used different specialist tools creatively, so things like Talking Maps, which is a resource which helps us to have better conversations using pictures.
So a social work review happens on a regular basis, they happen every year. Robert actually came to his review prepared, he had his own written notes, and it was great to see Robert and the social worker actually discussing his life, how he was doing, and he had ownership of that review. It belonged to him.
And I actually was able to go over my own review, tell them what I'd been up to, like tell Helen if there's anything I didn't like, she would write it down. If there's something I did like, she would take a note of that. And then at the end we'd just go over how I was feeling after it. So it's quite a good experience, that.
Our key findings from the project are that we need better and more creative and consistent advocacy for children and young people that are experiencing care and have a disability. That young people with learning disability are more involved in their transitional planning. And our other key finding is around care planning, that young people are more aware of their rights and that they're more able to contribute proactively to how they want to be cared for and looked after.
If you'd have told me a couple of years ago that one of your young people would be asking questions directly to a politician, you know, I'd probably have had to kind of take a step back.
Because the Scottish elections were 2 weeks ago now, and I actually got to put forward what I wanted to ask the MSPs, and I'm hoping that they've listened to me. I hope that the voices of young people in Scotland have been heard, that the young people that with learning disabilities, I hope their voices have been heard and listened to.
Key learnings for us is looking at rights and participation not as an add-on feature, but actually to be a living, breathing part of the work that we do day in, day out.
I've loved doing this project. It has been such an amount of learning for all of us, and I feel so inspired from the stories that we've gathered and the young people that we've heard from about how brave they are, and being able to see people like Robert begin to realise their rights and understand the power of their voice and the impact that they can have has just been incredible.